How's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and I just want to let you know that this video is sponsored by Discord. Now, I've been working with Discord before they reached out to work with me on my videos. I use it every single day to interact with some of my friends and crew members, and you can get involved in my server too. I'll leave a link to it on the screen right now. Discord is free to use. It's great for all gamers and all different types of games. So get involved. It really is the best way to communicate when playing games. Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about 15 awesome new secret features, hidden details, and things you might not have known about Grand Theft Auto Online, in particular, the Doomsday Heist DLC. So let's start with one of the more recent things Rockstar added into the game, and that is the treasure hunt for the double-action revolver, a weapon that's going to be featured in Red Dead Redemption 2, and some of you guys seem to have some trouble identifying where your clue actually is. So the way the treasure hunt works is you have to find a clue, then you have to find 3 mini locations, and then you get the item. So in order to help you guys out a little bit, what you need to do is listen for like a wind chime or a bell sound. When you hear that, that means that you are getting closer to the actual note itself. I got a ton of tweets saying my note isn't appearing. Where is it? I've been to the location. I've searched high and low, far and wide, and I can't find it. Listen out for the wind chimes. And when you hear that, you're pretty much standing on top of it. And it's going to be within that yellow circle. So you know it's somewhere there. You just have to find it. Use those audio clues to actually help you out. Now, once you actually get the gun itself, there's actually some pretty cool features about it. Number one is that it can actually be found in the ammunition store now. So if you want to take a look at it or read its description, or if you want to buy more ammo for it, it doesn't carry special ammo or anything like that. So you're going to be able to refill it pretty much as often as you want. But now this new weapon can be found at the ammunition store, which is kind of awesome. Now, probably my favorite thing about this is the way your character puts it away. So your character takes out the revolver just like any other normal weapon. However, when they put it away, they do this really cool like cowboy flip animation to put it away in sort of a invisible holster. It looks really cool. I wish Rockstar would do more sort of secret animations like this for the weapons we have in game. I know the Switchblade has a pretty cool animation when you actually open and close it, and this one is just awesome. This by far has to be the coolest weapon we've received in the game, even though it doesn't have any upgrades, which is something else I should have mentioned at the Los Santos Custom Shop. No upgrades on this weapon at all. You can't do anything to modify it or anything like that. But the way you holster it, quote unquote, is by far one of the coolest features of this new weapon. Now, one of the other challenges involved with this weapon is getting 50 headshots. And if you do so, you get an instant $250,000 reward. It doesn't take days or, a certain amount of time to appear in your bank account. That amount of money is literally instantaneous. And you also get that weapon in Red Dead Redemption 2. However, getting 50 headshots can be somewhat tedious. I'm going to show you guys how you can make it a little bit easier. Number one, you can do it on NPCs. This does not have to be other players. Number two, do it in a contact mission. So ring up Ron or Lester or Gerald or whatever. Get a contact mission. The reason this is better is because you won't have cops on you. If you try and do it in a regular free mode lobby, you're going to deal with getting cops over and over and over again, which can be a huge bummer. So do it inside of a contact mission. You will never get cops. And I have also noticed that you traditionally get a better flow of civilian traffic, which makes it a little bit easier in order to get those 50 headshots so you can get that money reward and so you can get the revolver in Red Dead Redemption 2. Now, moving on to some pretty cool things when you actually end up beating the Doomsday Heist. So we've talked about some of the changes that happen to your office. One change I didn't know occurred is actually in your lounge. So the lounge is an optional add-on to the facilities. So this is something that everyone might not have, but if you do have the lounge and you've beaten Act 1, 2, and 3, you'll get some pretty cool collectibles that will actually appear on your sort of desk in the lounge. So one of them is a satellite that seems to be orbiting Earth. That's pretty cool. There's also a miniature jetpack and a small-sized nuclear missile. Now, kind of spoiler alert, these are all significant things that happen inside the Doomsday Heist themselves. I won't obviously be spoiling it in this video how you either come to run into those or acquire them, but it is still pretty cool that now you can kind of look back and reminisce on the fact that you did some pretty awesome things with those weapons and those vehicles and whatnot inside of the heist mission. Moving on, we've talked about how many features the Akula has with its stealth technology, how it can hide cargo. Well, another thing it can apparently hide is bounties. So if you get a bounty on you, it shows you on the radar for everyone. And you can't go in passive mode, and there's a red X on your screen, and a lot of players will seem to chase after you because they want the reward. However, if you hop in the Akula, no one's going to be able to see you on the minimap, which is pretty much an instant way to always get rid of bounties in online. Now, there are easier ways. You could sit inside your apartment, but by sitting inside your apartment, you're essentially trapped in there. You really can't do anything. You can't roam around free mode or anything like that. With the Akula's stealth technology, you can still go from place to place, stay for the most part off the radar, and you're not trapped inside of your apartment. So a great way if you do have a bounty and you want to just wait it out, use the Akula. Now, a pretty interesting Easter egg from Act 2. This actually occurs during one of the missions where you actually have to go inside of the foundry. You actually have to save the United Liberty paper contact. So number one, this is kind of a confusing situation because in single player, this guy was killed. So does Grand Theft Auto Online take place before single player? Although in the gun running update, Agent 14 described Grand Theft Auto Online taking place in 2017. So now I'm not too sure what to think. But regardless, at the end of the day, this guy is a character from Grand Theft Auto 4, and he actually helped you run the Liberty City bank heist, which is also something that Lester mentions as you're on the drive out to this mission. He describes that this guy was integral in robbing a bank in Liberty City a handful of years ago, which accurately describes the event that happened in Grand Theft Auto 4. All right, tip number 8 today, do heist as a CEO. So you can be a CEO or an MC president when you actually start the heist preps and setups. And there's a couple benefits to being a CEO. Number one, you have instant access to a helicopter that you can literally spawn at your feet. This is incredibly useful because a lot of the missions take place far away from your facility. They're either deep up in Palito Bay or down south in the city in Los Santos. And a helicopter will allow you to actually cut down on your travel time, which means less time spent and making the same amount of money, which is obviously more efficient. And number two, as CEO, when you have associates, they will actually regen health, which is actually quite nice. So over time, if they stay within that little circle, they're actually going to start regenerating health, which is incredibly useful because a lot of the heist missions are pretty hard. And if you run out of body armor and you run out of snacks, you can actually get caught in a situation where the only thing you've got is regenerating health from being next to the CEO. Now, speaking of those snacks, this particularly came in handy in Act 3. So during the missions, you obviously can't refill the snacks, but you can get little refills by actually killing the guys. So if you kill someone, make sure you walk over their dead body because there's a good chance you'll pick up a snack along the way, and that little amount of health might actually save your life. Now, because snacks are important here, don't just eat the snacks while standing up. Crouch next to something or lean up to something and you'll be able to spam the snacks and heal way faster than if you would just traditionally standing up. This is a pretty old trick and it's not really new, but because this is useful for the heist missions, I thought it would be worth mentioning in this video again. Now, building off of Act 3, a lot of you guys wanted me to talk about this, and these were the sort of puzzles you had to do inside of the act. So once you reach the lab access of Mount Chiliad, you're actually going to be tasked to get inside of 4 different servers. And the way you do it is through this game of basically aligning laser beams using these, like, I guess, mirrors so you can reflect the beam or the light. You need to destroy the blue things and not destroy the red things. Now, this is pretty tricky. So the first one was pretty easy for me, but they get progressively harder. Now, a couple tips that I can give you is you can adjust other mirrors even though light isn't hitting it. So this can actually save you from destroying some of the red things because Rockstar's a little cheeky and they have some of the lasers set to automatically destroy the red ones if you just go by the default alignment. So before you move on to the next one, either pre-move those mirrors or adjust them, and you'll be able to, I guess, more easily complete this. And then number 2, don't be afraid to hit the red things. It does take a little while to actually destroy them, just like the blue things. So you can actually glance them. It's okay. You're not going to blow them up. Just don't make sure you're staying on them for the whole time. Also, this is not a new vehicle at all, but it is incredibly useful for the Doomsday Heist, and that's the Armored Kuruma. So the Armored Kuruma provides, I would say, the best bullet protection against NPCs. Basically, they can't shoot in, but you can still shoot out. So if you're going for the criminal mastermind, this is absolutely a must. But if you're also just trying to make your life easier, get the Armored Kuruma. You can shoot out. They can't shoot in. I can't tell you how many missions we did where we essentially lost no health doing the missions because we had an Armored Kuruma, which made things go so much more smoothly, and you won't have to worry about dying, losing lives, or having to waste body armor and snacks on some of the less harder parts of the mission. So use the Armored Kuruma. Even though it's an old vehicle from 2015, it's still the best. Now, on a completely separate note, I've been messing around with a lot of the new vehicles that were added, and one of them was the Comet Safari. The Comet Safari has something crazy in the trunk and the hood. It has a lot of the same upgrades and crazy designs that you'd see in something like the Italy GTB Custom. So I thought this was pretty awesome if you open up the trunk for maybe a car show or you're just cruising around the city. Well, guess what? You've actually got some cool stuff on the inside that you can show off to your friends and the other participants of the car show. I'm not sure if this is just extra stuff or if this is part of like the engine or the actual vehicle itself, but I thought this was pretty awesome. Another great feature of one of the newer vehicles. All right, at the number 14 spot today, a ton of you guys were getting this exclusive sale. It is your personalized offer. Get 150% bonus cash exclusively from Shark. So Rockstar says, in appreciation of your long-term dedication, Shark would like to present this exclusive offer made just for you. For limited time, Shark will gift you 150% bonus cash on any great white, whale, or megalodon shark card purchase. That's over 2 times the value of the price of one. It ends on December 18th, at least that's when this message was sent, and the cash reward will be deposited within 72 hours. So if we just do some simple math, a megalodon shark card is $8 million. And if we do that times 1.5, that's $12 million. So if you see this and you buy a Megalodon shark card, you can actually get $20 million in total instead of $8 million. So I personally think the value of shark cards is not all that great, but when you get an offer like this, that is incredible. So $20 million is amazing. It's obviously really good for the other ones too, great white and whale. So that seems to be a secret sale that many of you guys are getting in game. And the final thing we're going to be talking about today is actually a fix for this bug right here. So a lot of people have been getting this where it says they have inefficient funds to call their mechanic to pay for their apartment fee. This is actually Rockstar's way of trying to deal with people that have modded accounts. So if this error message happens to you, that means you have over $2 billion of cash on your character. And you're going to need to get rid of that and get it under 2 billion. So what you can do is create a second character and then go to something like an ATM and start transferring the money and getting it out of that account. So I know that's going to be a pain in the butt, and it'll probably take you like 30 or 45 minutes to transfer $10 million, you know, over and over and over again, if that's the situation you're in. But it's better than being stuck with not being able to call your mechanic pretty much for the rest of your Grand Theft Auto Online life, because it seems as if this thing is here to stay and that Rockstar is going to be trying to enforce this to just get out as many modded accounts as they can. But anyways, that's all the information that I'm going to be talking about for you guys in this video today. That right there is 15 new secret features, hidden details, and some pretty awesome things you might not have known about the Grand Theft Auto Online Doomsday Heist DLC. As always, if you think you have a cool secret feature or hidden detail, let me know in the comments section down below. If you guys did go to enjoy this video though, a like rating would of course be awesome. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new. You like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.